Yeah, I'm in front of your building. Do you guys have a sergeant on duty tonight? Who's in charge? Highest rank you have? Okay. Okay. You can tell him U.S. citizen. I'm waiting out front and I have a complaint. Thank you. I guarantee as soon as I said you can tell him U.S. citizen, you're like, oh, it's that guy.
On to the background. I had a reason to contact HPD regarding a separate matter. The conversation went in referencing my video, and Lieutenant Conrad indicated his willingness to go fully into the subject matter. So I asked my question, and we both expressed some beliefs and opinions. Now I realize that an officer claiming support for Constitution and stating he will refuse to comply with an unlawful order is not as sensational nor even interesting as the Abby Black video, but if I only showed one side, the whole idea would be pointless. I think everyone should see both responses, then decide for themselves. I thought it was a good conversation, and there were good statements made by him, which would be unfair to him and everyone else if not allowed to be heard. Considering I've had approximately 3 encounters with him prior, and during those encounters he acted professionally, and he did what I thought was the right thing, I believe it's fair to give him the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, Lieutenant Conrad brought me into the Lion's Den, or enemy headquarters, depending on your perspective and opinion. He could have dealt with me in the lobby, but he chose to invite me into his office, even with forehand knowledge I was recording. So I would argue that's a positive reflection upon him as an officer. He was professional and courteous. There's quite a bit of video here that I had to edit out, and I had to block out a lot of paperwork, pictures, etc., that could contain potentially personal or private information that I caught on camera non-purposely. I tried to leave in what I considered interesting, relevant, and important. I did not change the context, nor did I edit his statements to be representative of something he did not state. However, in the event Lieutenant Conrad believes I edited something, or changed it, or moved it, or did something to cause it to be out of context, or to represent something he was not trying to express, he is more than welcome to contact me, and I'll do an update to this video to correct any misstatements or possible misedits. On to the video.
How's it going today? I gotta record this. Hey,
Are you good? Want to step back to my office?
well, I did tell you I was recording before we brought me back here, right?
Yes, sir.
Here's the problem with saying that you're going to follow any order. That's what the Nazis did. How many people in Nuremberg at the trials for the Nazis, how many people used the same excuse, I was just following orders? You cannot tell me that you would go follow and comply with an order to steal my or somebody else's law-abiding citizens' firearms and ignore the fact that the reason why it was written in the Constitution in the first place was to protect us from that type of action. The Second Amendment is there to protect the First and all other amendments.
Let me say this one more time for the cheap seats in the nosebleed section.
The Second Amendment is there to protect the First and all other amendments. And when we lose the Second Amendment, the government becomes tyrannical. If the people don't have the ability to protect their rights, the government increasingly destroys them.
Well, in all actuality, that's what law enforcement is built to be there for,
yes.
is to protect those people's
But
rights.
let me make another point to you. If the government wants you guys to act against the people, it's not hard to get you to do it. You're already in a position where they tell you that you're relying upon them for food and clothing and shelter for you and your family. Your paychecks come from them. Your benefits come from them. Your retirement comes from them. Your whole livelihood comes from them.
If you do define your life as your job. And I think you have that in any job, that people
Of course.
go overboard or define themselves overly by their job.
Of course.
And would do anything to protect their job.
A quick note here. I'd like to point out that the difference between the police and a Pizza Hut delivery driver who defines himself by their job is that the Pizza Hut delivery driver does not have the power nor authority to kidnap under threat of physical injury, to imprison, to steal property, to violate rights, to destroy lives, to steal money. There's a big difference that I didn't point out during our conversation. And this is not intended as a knock against Lieutenant Conrad, because it isn't, but it's something I think needs to be pointed out.
Anytime the government has become tyrannical, the first people they turn against the common citizens and use as stormtroopers are you. And that's because you are already set up around the country. You're already being militarized. You're already trained to deal with those people.
I would tell you point blank, you could ask me, and I'm not here to violate anyone's rights. I'm here to uphold their rights and to stand by and help them protect their rights.
So you don't have a problem with me asking you right now a direct question? Okay, well, since I'm recording and since I'm in here, Lieutenant Conrad, you believe in the Constitution, correct?
I do.
If you were ordered to unconstitutionally violate people's rights and go door to door and confiscate their firearms, contrary to their rights and contrary to the Constitution, would you comply with that order?
No, I would not.
I know someone's going to say he's lying here, so I just wanted to make a quick note. Notice his eyes closing as he answers?
No, I would not.
Sometimes closing your eyes can indicate lying, but it does not always mean that. You have to take into account the person, life experiences, internal and external factors, etc. Maybe he's uncomfortable with the subject, or bored with the subject, or sincere. Many possible causes. I honestly just don't have enough information to make a definitive determination, and the information I do have from past contacts with him would lead me towards a different conclusion. So I'll just let you decide for yourselves. Back to it.
No, I would not. You know, I honestly believe in America. I believe in our Constitution. I believe in our rights, and I believe that my badge doesn't give me anything over and above anyone else other than serving to protect those people. It doesn't give me a one up above those people.
And that's what it's supposed to be. You guys are here to serve and protect. A lot of you guys tend to get in the mindset of slave master, not servant of the people.
You know, lots of officers, not this HC in particular, but lots of officers believe that their badge should put them above something else. They should have more rights or get away with more things, where I put it as a preacher, a teacher, a police officer, anyone that's put up above someone.
Set a standard.
Then you have to set that standard. You have to be more careful because you are being watched.
If you're wearing a badge and you think it's okay to just follow orders because you're told, or go out of your way to be a dick to somebody because you have the authority.
Like this guy.
I say we close phone. I say we close phone.
And this guy.
Can you not shine that directly in my camera?
Illuminate your entire car.
He got real mad at me. He turned his camera around on me, and I put my light directly into it. He said, will you move your light?
And this guy.
If you were ordered to unconstitutionally confiscate law-abiding citizens' firearms who've done nothing wrong, would you follow that order?
I have to do my job.
You should not be in that profession. That's just my opinion.
And I've ran into the exact same people that have pulled my wife over and been rude to her. Well, if I would have known you were so-and-so's wife, well, she shouldn't have to tell you that.
Exactly.
So even we, on this side, deal with those type of police officers.
But here's the difference, though. Let's be honest about it. The difference is if you flash a badge, or if your wife flashes a figurative badge for you, they get special treatment, and that's the problem.
Final comments. I don't know Lieutenant Conrad other than a few contacts I've had with him in the past. I do tend to like him, but that doesn't mean he likes me, nor does it mean he would not lie to me. I never underestimate nor dismiss any possibility. If it were my job to question him, I'd hand it over to somebody else to ensure total objectivity, due to the potential for my objectivity to be compromised due to those previous contacts and my like of him. In the end, only he knows his motives and truths. I just took the opportunity to ask my question, let him make some points, and to make a few points of my own. However, regardless of all other factors, known and unknown, and regardless of your personal determination of his truthfulness, I think he at least deserves credit for both being willing to have the conversation, as well as not taking the typical command staff approach at the honorless PD, which is why I call them the honorless PD, or at least one of the reasons, to deny, double down, non-transparency, and bias. If you listen this far, then I'll tell you I have 5 other officers whom also answered my main question. Those videos still need editing for posting, but they'll be posted as I feel like editing them. Oh, and this is just for the copsuckers. Should give their thumbs down clicky fingers some exercise. Enjoy.
A lot of things can change.
Yes, they can. But it's important that a man changes the right things in his life, not his sense of duty, not his sense of loyalty.